problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
Big boy football.
Marley had to spark up. Marley had to spark it up for number one, the new number one, our dark horse. We called it. You know, I was following this motherfucking team last year because I followed Josh Heupel when he was at UCF. So you know I know the style of offense. And as Mikey say, I hate this offense but that was when they was at UCF. We said, wait till they get some talent, wait till they get some athletes, and watch how it go. But we talking about the new number one team number one in the playoff ranking. Tennessee Volunteers taking on the number 4 team.
Hey, hold up, my bad. What was your Florida State play? I didn't write it down.
I like Florida State first half spread. First half with the points. Gotcha. So right now I got first half points with Washington and first half points with Florida State, but I also got Washington for the full game.
I got that right.
But anywho, and man, I was watching the game last week with Tennessee, and I was just sitting there watching, and I'm like, it's crazy because my offense that I run, you know, is very, very, very similar to their shit. Take what you give them. We're going to spread their ass all the way out so we can open up them lanes. Like I said, I've been following Heupel just as a coach for a couple of years now. But, yeah, it's just crazy sitting back looking at them. And then while I was watching them, I was like, man, this team reminds me of this LSU team. And, boom, early this morning, I think ESPN posted something that was like comparing the numbers of Joe Burrow and Hendon Hooker where they are right now. But let's get to it. Volunteers 8-0 on the year, 7-1 against the spread, taking on the Georgia Bulldogs, 8-0 on the year, 4-4 against the spread. This game is going down 3:30 Eastern Standard Time in Sanford Stadium in Georgia. The line opened up in favor of Georgia -9, and we had some movement. It's sitting at 8 right now. I could have swore, I think Sunday or somewhere, I could have swore I might have been tripping. I might have thought I might have saw 13 out there.
That's the Alabama LSU spread.
Okay. I knew it was something. But it opened up at 9, and right now it's sitting at 8. The total opened up at 65.5, and right now, as a consensus, you can see that it is at 66. Excuse me. Let's get to these actual factuals right now, Rick. For the Volunteers, a.k.a. our dark horse, they are 7-1 against the spread in the last 8 games. The total has gone over 11 out of the last 14 games. They are 8-0 straight up in the last 8 games, 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 games against Georgia, 0-5 straight up in the last 5 games against Georgia, 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games on the road, 1-6 straight up in the last 7 games when playing on the road against Georgia, and 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games whenever they're playing against a SEC conference opponent. UGA, the unders hit 8 out of the last 10 games. They are 10-0 straight up in the last 10 games. 15-0 straight up in the last 15 games at the crib. 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games at the crib against Tennessee, as I explained before. And the unders hit 9 out of the last 13 games against an SEC conference opponent. 12-16 in the last 18 games in the month of November. Injury reports right now for Georgia. Now, we did hear the news that one of the top defensive linemen, he is out for the year. But for this game, Kendall Milton, running back, he is questionable. Defensive back Nyland Green, he's questionable as well. Amaris Mims, offensive lineman, he's questionable. Wide receiver Adane Mitchell, he is doubtful for this game. Linebacker C.J. Washington is questionable as well. Last time we seen Tennessee, they completely covered the spread on. They did a nice little trifecta, beating Kentucky 44-6, while Georgia beat Florida 42-20. They did not cover the spread, but if you jumped on it early in the week, you might have barely won.
Yo, Kyle Curbs, the sauce. What's up, my boy?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all go follow this man's page, man. He gives like great information. I love his channel. I'm a new fan. Coach told me been on him for a couple of years now. But great capper, man. I love what he's doing. Hopefully, maybe one day when shit line up, we can hopefully get him on one day. But I appreciate you checking us out, my brother.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I've been following Buddy for a minute now, and I've been watching. So he's very insightful on that NFL, man. Definitely one out, and he's definitely one of the guys that I do like to watch his picks. But let's get back to it. Tennessee, UGA, Marley, your conference.
Let's go, man. You already know,
your conference, boy. But my team.
Yeah. I've been telling boys since when we previewed this conference. Best conference hands down in college football. Small possibility they can get 3 teams in the college playoff. 9 times out of 10 won't happen, but I don't think anybody can argue that Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama could be are the top 4 teams. But anyway, let's get to the reason we're talking about this game. Tennessee, Georgia, as we stated plenty of times this season, our dark horse to win the SEC from get-go. Like you said, you've been watching this team last year. Hendon Hooker in the offense, fucking amazing. Just been running it up on everybody they come across. Almost 50 points a game, 350 yards through the air, almost 200 yards rushing. That's one night there at 199. And surprisingly, at least to my surprise, I can't speak for everybody else, the defense has been playing really well. Especially after last year. Like last year, the defense was fucking terrible. They was giving up points left and right. But this year, they're only giving up 21 points a game. They're giving up less than 100 yards rushing. I mean, they're right there with Georgia. Georgia's only giving up 85 yards rushing. Tennessee is giving up 92. So they're right there. The difference is in the pass game. So to me, what this game is going to come down to, you got Hendon Hooker versus Stetson Bennett. Now, Stetson Bennett, he's played okay, but he's had I don't know, in my opinion, who they haven't played anybody that's really tested them yet. You know what I'm saying? Right. Florida, we thought was going to be good, but they're not as good as we thought they were. And then I look at the rest of their schedule. We're talking about Vanderbilt, Auburn. Now, Mizzou took them to the wire, but we know what Mizzou is. And Kent State. On the other hand, Tennessee's been tested. Florida when they were 20th, LSU 25, Alabama number 3, number 19, Kentucky. So if you go give me 8 points, is like just no way I can pass up on that 8 points. I actually think Tennessee can go. It's gonna be tough to go into Georgia and beat Georgia, but Tennessee rolling, dog, and I'm rolling right with them. So give me the 8. I'm definitely gonna sprinkle on that money line. I want to take the over. I've been pretty good with totals lately, but I'm a chill. I'm a chill because I'm not sure how both of these defenses.
Why are you gonna chill? Why are you chilling?
Why are you chilling? Tennessee's gonna score enough points, but I don't know what Georgia's gonna give me because they're not built that way. You know what I'm saying? They're built more traditionally. We go, that's running back. We go run the ball. We'll go off the position. But I don't know how good. Go ahead.
How many games have you caught of Georgia this year?
I haven't really sat down and literally sat. I coach Little League, so on the weekends, right, I really miss a lot of the games except the later games. So I got to go back and look at notes, look at numbers to get a lot of my information.
Well, just to kind of answer, just to throw this out there before I get to my pick. I've been watching. I caught a couple of their games. I know I caught the first games against Oregon, who, by the way, say if they play them right now, it's a different game. Bo Nix came out this past week.
Hey, I'll give him his credit because I trash Bo Nix all the time. Hey, he was playing really good football.
But you know what I said? I got somewhere. When he said that, and then somebody was comparing something. It might have been on Instagram, and I was or Twitter, and I was like, okay. I was like, they were like, man, Bo Nix has improved so much. Da 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 da. And I was like, yeah, but how much is that is his skill, and how much is that is the level of competition that he's playing with now?
Pac-12 has been pretty good this year, though. I mean, I like Washington. I like Washington State. I like Utah.
But we talking about,
but it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's not big boy football over here. in this Southeastern Conference. But yeah,
I'm doing two things at once. But anywho,
who
go
got,
back.
Dog? Who
do I got? Who do I got?
All
right, man. Let's talk about this. I want to talk about this. But to answer your question, Georgia been airing it out a lot lately this year.
But they ain't played. Go ahead.
And the record that they lost was future first round pick Nolan Smith. He's out for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
You look at this list, it's a lot of banged up Georgia Bulldogs. They're going to play. Here's the thing about Tennessee. Here's the thing about this offensive scheme. The reason why their defense is so good is because their offense can score. They test the boundaries. So if you're a team like Georgia, if you're a team like Kentucky, teams like that who depend on the run, about 60-40, 65-35, 70-30 run versus pass, you get thrown out of your game plan quick. They come out, they score. Your first drive, unless you're driving it 3 and out or you punt, they get the ball right back. Hype was going to try to attack right off the back. Boom. 14-0. You come right back at it. Kind of a little flustered. Let's go back to our shit. The defense comes out and stops them again. Now you kick it off again. Boom. It's 21-0 that quick. So now you're playing from behind. And if your team that depends on the run and is well balanced, now I kind of think Georgia has definitely been altering they place calling in the last couple of weeks because they've been really sitting back peeping like, yo, look at this team. I'm telling you, as a coach, this is the shit we talking about. We look at the teams that we've been eyeing for a minute and we like, all right, man, we got to start installing some stuff to try to keep up if our guys can't go, especially if they're injured right now. But I mean, I can really go on all day long about the scheme, the styles of both teams. I like Tennessee to be safe, +8. But I'm going to be honest with you, Marley. And like they said, this Tennessee team reminds people a lot of this LSU team that won it in 2019. LSU went on the road and got that stamp when they beat Alabama because everybody was Alabama, and it was past. It was about 7 in favor of the points that was given to LSU. But I'm gonna take Tennessee official play +8, and I'm riding that money line. Official play Tennessee money line. Just because they're gonna get Georgia thrown out of the mix and they banged up on defense. Tennessee is going to win it, and Tennessee is going to continue to look like this year's 2019 LSU to where everybody just started bandwagoning on it while we knew for a second that this train was coming.
Yep.
That's my official play. I'm riding with Tennessee +8 and money line. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. That is Marley Bets. We are Brothas N Bets. And you can check us out Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time and NFL on Wednesdays, which is actually supposed to be right now at 1 o'clock. But we'll probably shoot that tomorrow if everything works out right.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.